beats and rhymes.
No one can do it better.
This week is the possibility that Martin Bakole is set to fight the Nigerian Efe Ajagba in an IBF eliminator next.
This must be that exclusive news, because I've searched and I can't find no information on an Efe Ajagba, Martin Bakole, IBF eliminator. Can't find nothing. Efe is 30 years of age now. 20 wins, 1 defeat, 14 inside the distance. Martin Bakole is 32. Yeah, right. 21 wins, 1 loss, 16 inside the distance. After Caballel turned down the eliminator against Martin Bakole, Ben Shalom informed us that the IBF ordered Bakole to fight Zhilei Zhang. But Zhang, a lot of people said Caballel is not taking it because he's got a direct line to Daniel Dubois. What's that statement based on exactly? I like Caballel and Zhang's current form as much as the next boxing fan, but a duck is a duck. It is what it is. Efe Ajagba would be a credible opponent for Martin Bakole. He'll do better than Jared Anderson, but Bakole will be looking to knock off his second top-rank heavyweight on the bounce and leave Bob Arum's stable in ruins. Do you think the fight happens? If it does happen, how do you see it goes? I've got Bakole.
Boxing
Beats and rhymes.
No one can do it better.
It says Arnold Barboza has been the #1 contender for the WBO for over a year. Well, 6 months of that has been under false pretense after that Sean McComb decision. Let's keep it real. But yo, he and Jack Catterall have been ordered to take part in the final eliminator. That's for Teofimo Lopez's strap. But Jack Catterall, obviously, he has options. He could wait for the winner of Richardson Hitchens, the challenger, and Liam Paro, 140-pound IBF champion. That takes place on the 7th of December in Puerto Rico. So Jack has got to weigh up his options. What's best for Jack? Jack's arguably coming off the best win of his career against Regis Progress. After a slow start where he got dropped early, he dropped Regis twice in the 9th and won a UD. Good performance, not outstanding. Could he have stopped Regis? He did what he could, I suppose. So earlier I asked, what's best for Jack? I didn't answer because I was contemplating what's best for Jack. They could play it cautious and wait for that voluntary against the winner of Richardson and Liam. But a fight between the winner of them two might not be until spring. I think Jack needs to keep active so they could take a tune-up, go down the pecking order of the rankings and stay busy. Or take the eliminator against Barboza, which is a winnable fight if we're talking about boxing ability. Barboza didn't box too bad against Jose Ramirez on Latino night, but it was hardly a memorable performance. But then again, Jack often does just enough to win, doesn't he? I think they both need that fight. See if they can bring the best out of each other and then move on. You know, Jack will have his choice of Teofimo Lopez or Liam Paro, or if there's an upset in Puerto Rico, Hitchens. It's possible. I'd like to see him take it. Matchroom versus Golden Boy. There's also that angle as well. Eddie versus Oscar.
Boxing
Beats and rhymes.
No one can do it better.
An over-enthusiastic Errol Spence fan went into full fanboy mode and tweeted this.
I knew Errol Spence was keeping quiet because he was training. He plotting. I'm telling you, he gonna stop Fundora and run that get back with Bud and unify at 154. I swear it's gonna be a real war this time. And it's gonna go to a split decision. Bloody watch.
This is the real Re-Up who said that. He was brought crashing to earth when his hero said, "You're dreaming. Haven't heard from anyone in months." I believe Errol is training. Does he have a new trainer? He's parted ways with Derek James. Is he training at full throttle though? I mean, how serious is he about fighting if he's just being complacent with his situation where he hasn't heard from anyone in months? I'm assuming he's talking about Al Heyman, the PBC. Next July will be 2 years from the 9th round stoppage loss to Terence Crawford. And at 34, I'd question if he really wants it anymore. Fundora won that fight against Tim Tszyu, when? March of this year? Tim loses, suffers a hideous cut, but he's been back in the ring since, albeit a losing fight. Fundora's still on the sidelines. Is he still waiting for Errol Spence? What are the PBC doing? The dates have literally just dried up there. I don't know if the fighters over there want to fight, because if they did, surely more of them would be leading the exodus to get regular work. Surely Fundora can't be waiting around for Errol Spence. Surely. I tell you what, with all that fighting that's not happening over the PBC, they should just become a pacifist group. Anti-violence, anti-bullying, anti-war. Just go the whole 9. Keith Thurman could be the poster boy.
Boxing.
Beats and rhymes.
No one can do it better.
Let me say this, man. The fight with CHISORA is off. The fight is off because this little piece of shit named Dimitri Salita. Him and his dirty-ass lawyer, John Wirt, are compulsive liars. Now, my contract is up with him, but he's exercising his first and last right refusal and blatantly made up an entire story to try to get more money out of me.
It makes you wonder why whoever's working out the contracts for boxers don't veto the matching rights when the contract runs out, because it just causes trouble. Frank Warren's had issues with it with Anthony Yard recently. Eddie Hearn had issues, and still does, with Joshua Buatsi. There's a lawsuit still pending. Now, I don't know the in and outs of Dimitri Salita's runnings with Jarrell Miller, but I will say this, yeah? From last year, on the day of reckoning, he was bad-mouthing Dimitri Salita in the press conference. He did it again this year in California. And these business people, he's not going to get in a smack-talking battle with Jarrell Miller. He's not going to put the dukes up. How they sting you is with legal situations and contractual situations. That's what they do. They keep quiet. And then when it's time, it's payback. Because he's going to see it like, Jarrell's out here defaming my name. He's going to have to pay for that. Whatever situations Jarrell Miller had with Dimitri Salita should have been handled away from the camera. It might make you feel good to air someone out on camera, but legally, your situation doesn't change. It perhaps gets worse. But Jarrell has run into issues. It looks like to me, Salita wasn't prepared to match whatever Frank Warren was putting up for Jarrell Miller to face Derek Chisora. Salita isn't playing with that kind of money. He isn't making that level of fight. And I think Jarrell owes him money. That's what it could be. Miller calls it extortion. Salita will say it's just business, nothing personal. And Frank Warren didn't want nothing to do with it. Fights off. Miller and Salita have been working together since 2011. I think he officially signed with Salita Promotions 2014. 2016, he declared he was a free agent. Salita said, no, he's not. Shortly after the Dubois fight, Salita won a court case against Jarrell Miller, and he was awarded $4.8 million. So that must have ate up whatever he made for the Dubois fight, and perhaps whatever he made for the Andy Ruiz fight. Miller is threatening a foul class action lawsuit against Salita. I don't like the Otto Wallin replacement for Derek Chisora. Southpaw, good stand-up European style. He'll be trying to keep Derek off balance. He has a good sense of how to control distance. He's a good stand-up boxer. This is a way worse stylistic matchup than the Joe Joyce fight and the Jarrell Miller fight. Just because AJ punched him out in 5 doesn't mean everyone could just have their turn on Otto Wallin. It just panned out that AJ does everything that Otto Wallin does better. The physical dimensions between Wallin and AJ are way different between Wallin and Chisora. He didn't box too badly against Tyson Fury. He was comprehensively outpointed. Yes! But he cut Fury with a legit punch and landed a little too many times than we're used to seeing Fury get hit. He's got good legs, and Derek's legs at age 40. He really needs opponents who just stand right in there and win him like Joe Joyce and a Jarrell Miller would.
Boxing.
Beats and rhymes.
No one can do it better.
Ryan Garcia and the Japanese kickboxer Rukia Anpo are set to meet in Tokyo in an exhibition. Garcia, 24-1, 20-sided distance. He's currently under suspension. Ryan got popped for the performance-enhancing substance Ostarine in his April fight with Devin Haney. His win was overturned to a no contest. He's currently under suspension. His opponent took part in an exhibition against Manny Pacquiao, which most people thought he won. That was earlier this year. They had a press conference in Beverly Hills yesterday, and Fanmio pay-per-view will be charging $50 for this. Over 40,000 fans are expected to be in attendance at the Saitama Super Arena. Ryan says, obviously I am suspended, so this is my only option to stay active. And look, there's obviously nothing the New York State Athletic Commission can do to stop him fighting in Tokyo, but the whole point of the ban is that you're not supposed to go out there and enter these huge commercial ventures, which is going to be a 40,000 sellout, $50 a pay-per-view. Golden Boy, however, have exclusive rights on Ryan Garcia, and they're saying that the event cannot go ahead without their say-so. The organizers of the event have acknowledged that Golden Boy need to have the final say on whether the fight takes place or not. There will be a lot of people calling for Ryan to be further penalized if he takes part in such a commercial venture. A lot of media and fans are going to be thinking, well, can't he stay in shape without taking this exhibition where he stands to make millions? How is he being punished if he can still make millions of dollars in the squared circle? But ultimately, it all comes down to the money. And Golden Boy, I think they're afraid of losing Ryan Garcia, so they'll just bow down to anything he wants to do. His opponent, I'm just hearing now that either Ryan or Golden Boy are getting cold feet because he's a big, no-nonsense dude. But this might not be the right fight for Ryan.
Boxing
Beats and rhymes.
no one can do it better.
Ruslan Shagayev, Lucas Brown, Shannon Briggs, Freza Quendo, Trevor Bryan are just a few geriatrics that the WBA have allowed to contest this regular belt, which I'm sure they said they were going to phase out after Daniel Dubois fought Trevor Bryan. But here it is, it's still here. Manuel CHARR fights Kubrat Pulev in Bulgaria next Saturday. It will be on DAZN. CHARR, I believe, is still the champion. He hasn't fought since December 2022. Pulev has had a staggering 4 fights since he was knocked out by Anthony Joshua 2020 December. He's 43. CHARR, he's 40. Pretty sure there must be some decent fighters on the undercard, but I don't recognise none of the names. There's a way better card on TNT on the same day. Denzel Bentley versus Brad Pools for the British and European middleweight titles. Sam Noakes against Ryan Walsh, British and Commonwealth lightweight titles. Solomon Dakers versus David Adelaide is for the English heavyweight title. Lawrence Bakole makes his debut at Queensbury. The hard-hitting cruiserweight alloys, he's on there. And Sean Noakes, I don't know if he's related to Sam. He's 8-0, 1 draw. He takes on another undefeated fighter. It's a way better card. And I'm saying that, and I don't even have a subscription for TNT. It's a way better card. But yo, it's just a couple of months to go before Frank packs his bags up, leaves TNT and heads over to DAZN. And yo, British boxing is going to be like...
Boxing
Beats and rhymes.
no one can do it better.
Hey, I don't think they'll pull it off. They're talking about Caballal versus Zhang. Shakur Stevenson versus Floyd Schofield. WBC lightweight title. Daniel Dubois versus Joseph Parker. IBF heavyweight title. Artur Beterbiev versus Dimitri Bivol. Undisputed lightweight titles. Virgil Ortiz versus Boots Ennis. Can they pull this off? Over to the General Entertainment Authority. Let's see if they can pull it off. Boxing Voice is talking about Boots versus Ortiz for Boots' 147 IBF title. I thought it would have been at 154. They're saying that Hearn is protecting Boots from 154, where they believe Virgil will have an advantage. I don't know. That will make it 4 world titles on the card.
Crazy.
Virgil can't make 147.
I'm not sure if that's a good idea for Virgil, with all the strenuous training to get down to 147. I'm not sure. He had a couple of illnesses. Rhabdomyolysis, which can be a serious condition. He also had issues with his creatine levels. But then again, there's a world title on the line, so we'll see. Although I just found this on Boxing Scene. They have both verbally agreed to fight for Ortiz's WBC interim junior middleweight belt, according to an official familiar with the negotiations but unauthorized to speak publicly on the matter because contracts are not signed yet. I don't believe either Boots or Virgil are scared of the fight. I think Matchroom and Golden Boy are trying to get whatever advantage they can before everything's signed up because it's a big fight. There's a lot at stake. 154 is heating up with Boots, Ortiz, Martazaliev, Crawford, Madrimov, Boychuk, Tim Tszyu if he can get himself back together, Errol Spence if he can get himself back together. There's a lot going on. And if they can pull this card off, it's absolutely bonkers. This is one of the best fight cards ever. I've just got the fight poster. They're talking about Carlos Adames and Hamza Shiraz. There's 5 world titles. 1 undisputed. On 1 card. Are you crazy? This is legendary. If they pull that off. You'll have to let me know in the comment section who's put on a better card than that. And I know a bit of the history of the sport. Who's put on a better card than that? Shiraz versus Adames added. Apparently the WBO have made a new rule, and Hamza Shiraz is being used as the example as he turned down a shot at Janibek. The new rule is, if you turn down the shot, you get removed from the rankings. Here's the thing though, didn't Janibek turn the fight down in the first place though? On one of the Riyadh season cards. And that's why Hamza ended up fighting Tyler Denny. And what kind of punishment is it anyway? Anyone who turns down the title shot is likely to do so because they have another option. Possibly a better option. Like Hamza, okay, they might have thought that Adames is an easier touch. Or maybe it was easier to negotiate with Adames than it was Janibek. I mean, you can take him out of the rankings. He's getting a title shot anyway.
Boxing
Beats and rhymes.
no one can do it better.